Just recently, we received the first official trailer for Star Wars Visions Volume 3, the third wave in a series of anthology animated short episodes set to drop next month on October 29th, and a lot of fans, including me, are really excited. We've got an incredible variety of amazing 2D animation, we've even got 3D animation this time, we've got lightsabers, droids, creatures, vehicles, and yes, we even got an X-Wing magical girl transformation. Yeah, I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth, but yes, we've got a character flying around, her droid that she's with transforms into an X-Wing suit onto her and flies off. So, official X-Wing mecha magical girl transformation. I think that's a first for Star Wars. God, man, it's so good. I wanted to take this time and the momentum that's been created around the new Volume 3 trailer to talk about Visions and what Star Wars has been doing with anime and manga content recently. I actually attended Star Wars Celebration Japan earlier this year in April and got kind of a first-hand look at all the anime and manga content they had on display. And I think this is a great time to go over some of that and see what we can look forward to with Visions Volume 3 and beyond. So let's dive in. So Star Wars Visions Volume 3 was first officially announced earlier this year at Star Wars Celebration Japan, where they stated 9 new episodes would be released, all from 9 different Japanese animation studios. There's David Production, Kamikaze Duga and Anima, Kinema Citrus, Polygon Pictures, Production IG, Project Studio Q, Studio Trigger, and WIT Studio. Some of these studios are returning to direct sequel episodes to some of their episodes from Volume 1. That's Kamikaze's The Duel, Kinema Citrus's The Village Bride, and Production IG's The Ninth Jedi. In fact, The Ninth Jedi is actually getting an entire spin-off series coming down the line, so more on that in a minute. It's kind of crazy because those 3 episodes are probably my favorite episodes of Star Wars Visions. I just never really expected we would ever get proper follow-ups to any of these episodes. I mean, why would we? There was really no expectation at first that any of these anthologies would become anything more than just a single episode. So the fact that so many fans resonated with these stories and wanted more, it's a good feeling to know that there's a lot of other Star Wars anime fans out there.
I have friends everywhere.
Now, I don't want to get too into the weeds with what we actually see here in the trailer, like analyzing every little shot or something like that. All I want to point out right now is just I'm really extremely excited for what they've shown off. The official Star Wars website also made a post where we do get to see some more details of the episodes, so let's take a look and break it down. The Duel, probably regarded as most fans' favorite, with its striking black, white, and red coloring, gorgeous swirling hand-drawn animation, and distinctive brooding atmosphere, heavily inspired by the black and white samurai epics of Akira Kurosawa. The Duel has been a fan favorite for many, and even for non-anime fans, and is a standout episode from Volume 1, paying homage not only to Star Wars, but also George Lucas's roots and inspiration in so many ways. The sequel episode to The Duel is called The Duel Payback, and the description says, with the help of some unexpected allies, Ronin faces off against his greatest foe, a twisted Jedi known as the Grand Master who is bent on revenge. If you all remember, The Duel is set in an alternate galaxy where Jedi are almost hired by different galactic empires to protect their land. It's a bit of a different take on the Jedi archetype. And Sith in this universe are just Force wielders, like the main character, the Ronin, but they don't follow any particular master or have any allegiances to one side. There was actually a spin-off novel released back in 2021 titled Star Wars Ronin, which is a continuation off of the Duel episode. The first couple of chapters actually cover the exact events of the episode and then kind of pick up from there. I have another video in the works where I'm going to review and go over that novel. That should be out before Volume 3 drops, so if there are any connections that continue between the novel and whatever this episode is going to include, be sure to check that out so you don't miss anything. The Duel was many people's favorite episode from Volume 1, so I'm expecting a lot of people are looking forward to this. Kinema Citrus is following up their incredible episode from Volume 1, The Village Bride, with a sequel titled The Lost Ones, with the description here. After assisting refugees escape a natural disaster, an incognito F is forced to confront the ghosts of her past when their refugee ship is intercepted by the Empire. This sounds great. I am slightly obsessed with F, the main character from that episode. Like, I think about that scene with her lightsaber like way more often than I probably should. I think she's a fantastic character from just an amazing episode. So actually some kind of follow-up here with her and where she goes after she leaves the planet and emerges from hiding at the end of The Village Bride is going to be really interesting. According to the trailer, it does look like she'll be facing off against another Force wielder, some Sith or dark side user of some sort. Again, it's just awesome shots here from the trailer. I'm really looking forward to this one. Last but not least here, we have Production IG's follow-up to their absolute cinematic masterpiece, The Ninth Jedi. No, seriously, like it is one of the coolest Star Wars things made in the last half decade. The sequel is titled The Ninth Jedi: Child of Hope. Here's what we get from the description. Pursued by Jedi hunters and blasted adrift into space, Kara encounters a seemingly abandoned ship tended to by a mysterious droid. Based on this small summary, it does sound like we will be picking up literally right where we left off at the end of The Ninth Jedi, where Kara escapes from the Jedi Temple with Ethan, the dog-looking guy, I forget his name, and the Margrave. When Star Wars Visions first kicked off in October 2021, I freaking loved it. Visions Volume 1 kind of came out at a perfect time for me because that was right around the time I was really starting to get into anime for the first time. I had heard of Production IG from Ghost in the Shell, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and franchises really. But their short, The Ninth Jedi, instantly became like one of my favorite Star Wars things ever. I have been saying for so long that this episode deserved an entire series, and it looks like we did get our wish. At Celebration Japan, The Ninth Jedi's writer and director, Kenji Kamiyama, went up and announced that not only were we getting a follow-up episode in Volume 3, but actually an entire spin-off series, which is pretty much a dream come true for me, and I know for a lot of other fans out there. The details and release date for the Ninth Jedi series aren't known yet, but I'm sure after Volume 3 we can expect an announcement of some kind pretty soon. While I'm so thrilled we're getting some continuations in Volume 3, this trailer is also getting me really excited for these new episodes as well. In particular, I am really drawn to this episode, whatever this ends up being. I just love the animation style, and we have this one scene, again, the one I talked about, the magical girl transformation, where the character is literally transforming in a suit with what looks like to be X-Wing parts. This basically feels like Mecha Gundam meets Sailor Moon meets Star Wars. Even if this one scene is just a subtle nod to the genre, it's so cool to see the worlds of anime, mecha, and Star Wars come together like this. Even if you're not an anime fan, Star Wars Visions Volume 3 looks really promising. Visions is a very unique series out of all of the Star Wars projects and typical stuff we get, because unlike most of the Star Wars series, Visions doesn't have to fit into the main Star Wars canon. And so the creators have a lot more freedom in the kinds of stories they want to tell, and I think that's proven to be a huge success overall for Star Wars right now. While recent mainline Star Wars canon projects have been met with some mixed feelings, my video on the new Mando and Grogu trailer is up too, by the way, you can check it out. Right now, I think the best thing Star Wars has going for it are these one-off, more creative and experimental projects. Riding the wave off of the recent LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past season that just dropped a short time ago, I think fans are really just clamoring for more of this whimsical, imaginative side of Star Wars that we don't always get to see in the mainline Star Wars entries. Now, looking at this trailer and thinking about Volume 3, I definitely am biased because I absolutely love Star Wars Visions overall, just as a concept. With the upcoming Volume 3 returning exclusively to Japanese studios, I think this is a smart move to bring it back in the right direction, leaning once again into the anime and manga influences, which made the first season so special. At Star Wars Celebration Japan, they had an entire anime and manga pavilion, like right smack dab in the middle of the convention room floor. They had a lot of amazing artwork, posters, concept arts from Volume 1, and during the convention, many directors and animators were actually in the pavilion leading discussions and Q&As about their episodes. My favorite part was that they actually had physical props related to the episodes on display. You had F's Jedi robes, Kara's outfit from the Ninth Jedi, Lop's lightsaber, and even the crazy spinning umbrella lightsaber from the duel. I mean, to me, it was just kind of insane how they were able to take time to create real-life props and versions of these things we see only in animation. They pulled out all the stops in Japan to make sure to tell us that Star Wars and anime are going to have a strong relationship going forward. and I think Visions Volume 3 is just the beginning of that. I can't stress how much I enjoyed Visions Season 1, really all of it. I think that Star Wars just works so well with anime as a storytelling format. To me, it just seems like such an effortless matchup, like they just make so much sense together. We can't forget that George Lucas's main inspirations from Star Wars drew a lot from Japanese media, like Kurosawa's iconic samurai films. And then later on, in turn, Star Wars became a huge inspiration for iconic anime franchises, like the original Mobile Suit Gundam, Super Dimension Fortress Macross, and the list goes on and on. Dave Filoni has even stated that he actually drew a lot upon mecha anime like Robotech when he created Star Wars Resistance. And we can't forget the huge connection Filoni makes between Ahsoka and Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke. This also all comes at a time where Disney has just announced a deluxe re-release of Hisao Tamaki's 1997 manga adaptation of A New Hope coming next year. Anime and Star Wars are simply just in each other's DNA, so interconnected and have been for decades, even if we haven't realized it. It's nice we're finally seeing Star Wars come around and embracing that. At Star Wars Celebration Japan, I attended the Lucasfilm Publishing panel, where they also showed off a new manga coming out next year called Path of the Lightsaber, which is an all-new story taking place during the sequel trilogy, and it looks phenomenal. We're also getting a manga adaptation of the Jedi Fallen Order game, so it looks like Lucasfilm is really leaning in and trying to tap into the potential Star Wars, anime, and manga all have together. All in all, I am beyond excited to see Star Wars Visions return with a third volume, including follow-ups to some of the greatest episodes from Volume 1. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more coverage on Star Wars Visions. Let me know what y'all are most excited for Volume 3. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.